watch out!
For those of you who are worried about the direction that the Bayonetta series is going after the third game, I don't think there's a reason to really be scared anymore. And that is because Hideki Kamiya can't keep his mouth shut, let's be honest. He put out a few tweets responding to a fan talking about possibilities. We can have a spin-off game, you know, with a long list of characters, but one of the characters that Hideki Kamiya mentioned was Viola, saying that it would be a spin-off game with Viola. And obviously Cereza is not mentioned anywhere here. So we all thought that Bayonetta 4 was going to feature Viola as the main character, but you know, that doesn't seem like that's going to be happening, which is great because, you know, I think most of us all agree that we want Cereza to be the main protagonist in every Bayonetta game. You know, we play the games for her, obviously. That is really good news. There have been a few other signs pointing to Cereza still being the main character, such as the storybook that you can unlock in Bayonetta 3. In its current form, with the base game and no DLC, you can't really play through the storybook in full. You can tell there's a lot of blocked off areas, it stops after a certain point, but there is data mines for DLC in the game, and it most likely will be the full storybook. And like I said, the storybook features Cereza as the main character. It seems to be exploring her relationship with the Avalon Forest and the fairy people, as the Avalon Forest is where the fairy people reside. As I explained in a previous video about how Lukaon was actually born in the Avalon Forest, and I talked about how the Avalon Forest in, you know, every fictitious work of art there is has to do with some paradise that you can only reach after death or something like that. So there's this whole like life or death thing, and Luka glows the same blue light that he glows when going down to hell with Cereza at the end of Bayonetta 3, just like he does when he opens up the portal for them to go to the definition verse that Singularity created. So there's some sort of interdimensional travel ability that Lukaon and I guess now Luka have, which also begs the question if the storybook is taking place as a prequel to, you know, Bayonetta games, or if the storybook is actually what happens after she goes down to wherever she goes when they get dragged to hell. You know, it might not actually be where her soul went. Luka might have actually warped her soul to the Avalon Forest for her to relive whatever happened there and get in touch with fairy powers. I have a theory. I don't usually do theories, but I have a theory that actually Cereza is going to eventually get fairy magic instead of having the dark magic that she has now. And if she gets the fairy magic, she's not bound to hell after death anymore. She would technically be bound to the Avalon Forest. Or maybe she already was bound to the Avalon Forest because of the experiences we're about to see in the storybook. There's so many ways that they can go here, but it's still the most important thing that I want to get across is that Cereza looks like she's going to remain the main character of the main Bayonetta games. And as we know, Hideki Kamiya has mentioned that he has plans up to Bayonetta 9 and that Bayonetta 4 is in development. So this is all really good news. When it comes to the ending of Bayonetta 3, a lot of people had a very pessimistic outlook because of it, because, you know, it was produced very vaguely. We didn't know exactly what was going on. I did a big analysis on it, and it actually is pretty positive after my analysis and what I was looking at and seeing how it all matched together. It was actually a pretty positive outlook. It seemed like all the universes got restored. It seemed like pure Cereza's soul is being protected in some way, shape, or form by Luka, with him going down to hell with her. And Hideki Kamiya responded to a fan one time saying that a lot of people misconstrued the ending of Bayonetta 3, and that also the director did not portray a certain aspect of the ending clearly enough. I think that that might have to do with the fact that the universes got restored and that Cereza's soul was obviously something was happening to it from Luka when they were going down. And not enough people noticed that. They were all just focused on the fact that, you know, they seemed to have been killing everyone off the entire game. But if you guys have any other theories, feel free to let me know in the comments. I've been Johto Jonny. Feel free to catch up with the rest of my videos, including this one here, where I do explain Lukaon and the fairies. Or you can check out the one about the ending, which is my channel trailer right now. So go ahead and do that too if you want. Enjoy all the videos, guys.